From Studio 87 in Houston, Texas, it's time once again for the STL Ocarina Podcast. And now, here is your host of the STL Ocarina Podcast, Charles Berman. Hello and welcome once again to another exciting edition of the STL Ocarina Podcast for Friday, May 19th, 2023. I'm your host, Charles Berman, product tester for STL Ocarina, and in this week's podcast, we talk about the upcoming events with the brand. We got a fun fact, a joke du jour, and a lot of fun stuff. And to kick this week's podcast off, we got a little segment we called, Did You Know That? In 1964, John Taylor, an English mathematician, developed a fingering system that allowed an ocarina to play a full chromatic scale. In 1964, John Taylor, an English mathematician, developed a fingering system that allowed an ocarina to play a full chromatic octave using only 4 holes. This is now known as the English fingering system, and it's used extensively for pendant ocarinas. It is used in several multi-chamber ocarinas, especially in ones that are designed to play more than one note at a time. Now you know. We now go to the STL Ocarina Podcast Comedy Lounge for your joke du jour. What happened after the musician messed up in the middle of a number? They had a tempo tantrum. Get it? Tempo tantrum? Oh, come on. That was a good one. Oh, come on. That was a good one. Good night. Ah, well. And on that note, bring back more of the STL Ocarina Podcast. Don't go away, because coming up after this commercial break, it'll be time for your STL Ocarina Podcast Experts Corner for your helpful hand of the week. Don't go away. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Heather Scott, professional ocarina player and fellow music educator. I choose ocarina because its simplicity contributes to the overall success of my students. Beginners are able to achieve a rich, beautiful tone right away, allowing me more time to focus on music education. Through teaching ocarina, I've seen more confident, passionate students who are eager to practice and advance. If you're looking for something unique, fun, and culturally inclusive to offer your students, choose ocarina.
I choose ocarina because I was able to get a nice sound right away and can focus more on reading my music.
I choose ocarina because the lessons are easy and fun.
I choose ocarina because I can play all my favorite songs on them.
I chose ocarina because it made music class so much more fun and it got me excited for joining band next year.
I choose ocarina because it is really cool and I know I'm capable of playing other instruments too.
At St. Louis Ocarina, we believe that every student is capable of learning music and that it is essential to their overall well-being. When you partner with us, you'll receive quality instruments, complimentary lesson plans, and unlimited teacher training and support. Choose ocarina.
Choose ocarina!
A firm musical foundation.
The very best start.
A great beginning.
A love of music that won't end.
We invite you to partner with us. This is where music education begins.
Welcome back once again to the STL Ocarina Podcast. And now it's time once again to go to your STL Ocarina Podcast for your Experts Corner for your helpful hint of the week. Since I began playing the ocarina, I have always been able to look back and realize that I was noticeably better than I had been only 1 year before. On many occasions, I have rejected a song as unappealingly only to return to it a year or so later and find that it was a gem. I simply didn't have the skills to make it sparkle the first time around. On other songs and techniques that are a little over my head, I just kept chipping away, remembering to run through them now and again when I take short ocarina breaks. A few months or a year later, the seemingly impossible song has been transformed into a near virtuoso performance. And that was your STL Ocarina Podcast Experts Corner for your helpful hint of the week. And don't go away, because coming up after this commercial break, it'll be time to go to your STL Ocarina News. Stay tuned, right back, more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this time out.
You should learn how to play a musical instrument. Here at STL Ocarina, we believe that music is for anywhere, anytime, and anyone. These are 5 reasons why you should pick up an instrument today. First of all, listening to music, or better yet, playing music, can stimulate your brain and increase its capacity for memory. On top of that, reading sheet music can increase your hand-eye coordination. I mean, think about it. You have to read these little notes on a page, and then your brain converts that information into specific motor patterns, rhythm patterns, sometimes incorporating breathing techniques, all while you're listening to what you're playing to make sure it sounds good. And all of these things have to work in tandem. Playing an instrument can really boost your reading and comprehension skills, especially when you expose yourself to increasingly more difficult pieces of music. And as you learn more difficult pieces of music, you might find that learning an instrument is pretty difficult, but that's okay. That's what makes it a great tool for learning self-discipline. It really takes a lot of discipline to go over the hardest parts again and again to get them just right. And last, and most important to me, and probably a lot of us, is that the more proficient you get with an instrument, the more you can play it the way you want to play it and what you want to play. And that leads to making it a great tool for self-expression. And when the self is expressed, stress levels go down. Who wouldn't love that? So that's why.
Welcome back once again to the STL Ocarina Podcast, and now it's time once again for your STL Ocarina News. Pre-orders are available now for our brand new handcrafted 12-hole tenor. Pre-orders are available now for our brand new handcrafted 12-hole tenor first ever wooden ocarina, launching next Thursday on our website at www.stlocarina.com. In other news, in celebration of the new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom video game, today we are releasing a brand new music video on our YouTube channel and all the major social media pages. It's time to go to the STL Ocarina Event Center right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our 2023 Summer Convention Tour. Where are we headed to this week? That's right, ladies. We are headed to the home of the world-famous Chicago Deep Dish Pizza, home of rhythm and blues, home of Wrigley Field. That's right, so come on down to Anime Central in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. At the Hyatt Regency O'Hare and Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. So if you're in the area, and come check us out. If you have any questions, one of our amazing staff members will be able to help you with any information about our amazing ocarinas and ocarina accessories. Where will we be next on our tour? Find out right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. And did you know that we have a newsletter? And here's a demonstration on how to subscribe to the STL Ocarina newsletter. And here's a quick demonstration video on how to subscribe to the STL Ocarina newsletter. If you visit the website www.stlocarina.com, you'll scroll all the way down until you see newsletter. Just type in your name and your email address and hit the old submit button to subscribe to the STL Ocarina newsletter. Subscribing to the STL Ocarina newsletter is so easy, even Link could do it. And we have a special coupon code for our viewers here. If you use the coupon code at checkout, Charles, you'll receive a whopping 20% off on all products. Visit our website at www.stlocarina.com. That's the coupon code at checkout, Charles. You'll receive a whopping 20% off on all products. Visit our website at www.stlocarina.com today.
Powerful allergy.
And on that note, we're right back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast. Don't go away, because coming up right after this commercial break, it'll be time to go to your Hot 8 Best Sellers of the Week, right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this commercial break.
Long ago, the natural elements ruled the universe. Now, you can hold them in the palm of your hand. The strong, rustic earth ocarina. The nimble air ocarina. The gentle, calming water ocarina. The mischievous fire ocarina. The electric lightning ocarina. The chilling ice ocarina. And the ominous shadow ocarina. The Element Ocarinas, bringing the music of the universe to you, only at stlocarina.com.
And welcome back once again to the STL Ocarina Podcast. And now it's time once again for your Hot 8 Bestsellers of the Week from stlocarina.com. Music for anywhere, anytime, anyone. We start off our Hot 8 Bestsellers of the Week with our number 8 bestseller of the week. Number 8 this week goes to Number 8 this week goes to our Crab 6-hole ocarina. Our number 7 bestseller of the week goes to Number 7 this week goes to our 12-hole bass ocarina with Legend of Zelda Songbook. Our number 6 bestseller this week goes to our 12-hole tenor ocarina of the Dragon. Our number 5 bestseller this week goes to the Dungeons & Dragons Rogue Ocarina Subtle Songs in C Major Tenor. That was your number 5 bestseller of the week. And what are you doing? Hey, no. And we have, coming up is our number... What are you doing? Don't you dare do it.
Four! Four!
How many times do I have to tell them? This is not a golf course or a driving range. Anywho, our number 4 bestseller this week goes to I Try to Clean This Up. Number 4 this week goes to our Element Ocarina Water in C Major Tenor. Our number 3 this week goes to our 12-hole Plastic Zelda Tenor Ocarina in C Major with Legend of Zelda Songbook. We go now to our number 2 bestseller of the week. Number 2 this week goes to our 12-hole tenor Ocarina, the Phoenix. And on that note, we'll be back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast. Don't go away, because coming up after this commercial break, we'll be back with the #1 bestseller and your words of wisdom. Stay tuned right back for more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this. Don't go away.
I can't believe he's late again.
Sorry, honey.
Spare me.
I got something for you. Bring music to the table, that's all I gotta say.
And welcome back once again to the STL Ocarina Podcast. And now it's time to go to your... Wait a minute. And welcome back once again to the STL... That sound means it's time once again for our #1 bestseller of the week. #1 this week goes to... our 12-hole tenor ocarina with Legend of Zelda Songbook. We take you now to Laura Paulsell with this product demonstration video.
This ocarina was made to look and sound great. We want the fans of Legend of Zelda to have
And those were your Hot 8 bestsellers of the week. But before we go, we have your words of wisdom. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. It's like anything else. When you first start tying your shoe, it probably didn't work the first time. You had to practice a few times. And now, you can look. The more you play the ocarina, the easier it becomes. It's like anything else. When you first start tying your shoe, it probably didn't work the first time. You had to practice a few times. And now you can do it without even looking. And that's your words of wisdom. Words to live by right there. And looks like we're all out of time. Thank you so much for watching the STL Ocarina Podcast. If you like what you saw, please check out our website, www.stlocarina.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and all the major social media pages. Join us next week for more late-breaking news, upcoming events, and much more, right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. This is Charles Berman, product tester for STL Ocarina, saying so long on the STL Ocarina Podcast. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.